Hi everyone, this is Bill, and today I'm at Lick Creek Park, just outside of College Station, Texas. Lick Creek Park is a small park. It's got a nature center and about 6.5 miles of trails, but the best thing is it's located only 8 miles from my house. If I have a backpacking trip coming up, this is where I come to work on strength and endurance. If I have a new backpack or new equipment that goes in the pack, this is where I come to work on fit and adjustments. Every pair of hiking shoes that I own were worn first on the trails of Lick Creek Park. But mostly this is where I come for fresh air and exercise. And in spite of the fact that there are only 6.5 miles of trails, I literally hike hundreds of miles each year here at Lick Creek Park. And as you can imagine, I'm pretty familiar with the trails. And also, as you can imagine, every now and then I need a change of scenery. Hi everyone, this is Bill, the well-worn hiker, back with another video. Today I want to introduce you to one of Texas' real gems for hiking. It's called the Enchanted Rock. We began our hike by taking the interpretive loop trail from the parking lot. After only 15 yards, we took a connecting trail to the right and followed a dry creek bed to meet up with the summit trail. This area has 11 miles of trails ranging from the easy half-mile interpretive loop that we started on to the challenging summit trail, which takes you to the top of the park's namesake. This is our first visit to Enchanted Rock, so I did a little reading about the area prior to our arrival. One of the things I'd read said that when Anglo explorers first came to this area, that natives would conceal themselves by hiding on the top 2 tiers of the rock, making them invisible from the ground. And as we begin our hike upwards, I have a much better understanding of how they could do that. You know, even with the number of park visitors that are here today, it's easy to imagine what the natives and early settlers in this area might have seen. Now, the full name of this place is called the Enchanted Rock State Natural Area. It's located 17 miles north of Fredericksburg, Texas. Enchanted Rock itself is a pink granite mountain located in what is called the Llano Uplift. Now, the uplift is known for its large granite domes, and there are several rock quarries in the area also. This region is called the Central Mineral Region of Texas because of the great variety of minerals found. It's part of the Texas State Park System, and the entire natural area covers 1,644 acres. Folklore of the local Tonkawa, Apache, and Comanche tribes ascribe magical and spiritual powers to this rock. The Tonkawa who lived in the area in the 16th century heard unexplained creaking and groaning. Present-day geologists say that that's probably the sounds due to the nighttime contraction of the rock after being heated by the sun during the day. The name Enchanted Rock comes from the many interpretations and legends and related folklore. The first European to visit this area was probably a man named Alvar Núñez Cabeza de Vaca in 1536. The first settlers in the area were granted ownership of land in 1838, over 200 years later. The land changed hands several times over the next 140 years. And in 1978, it was offered to the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department, who were unable to afford the asking price. But in March of that year, an organization called the Nature Conservancy, at the urging of former First Lady Lady Bird Johnson, bought the property for $1.3 million. They acted as interim owner until the state of Texas was able to take over. It was ultimately purchased when the state received a federal land and water conservation grant. It opened as the Enchanted Rock State Natural Area in 1984 after the state added various facilities. There is no real path once you begin to hike. You simply choose the route you want to take up the granite face. On an average, it's greater than a 30-degree slope, but the surface gives good traction, and even the most inexperienced hikers should be able to make it to the top. The mountain itself covers approximately 640 acres and rises approximately 425 feet above the surrounding terrain to an elevation of 1,825 feet above sea level. Now, while the trail is just over 3/4 of a mile in length, the total hiking time should come out to about an hour to an hour and a half. I want to take a little more time and enjoy the view from the top because it is pretty spectacular in all directions. Some folks might think the scenery of Texas hill country pales in comparison to the mountains found in the western part of our country. But this area has its own very special kind of beauty. So here we are at the top. It would have been a whole lot easier just to take in that escalator on the back side. And then it was time to head down. There's a sign on the south rim of the Grand Canyon that says going down is optional, coming back up is mandatory. Well, here at Enchanted Rock, that saying's reversed. Thankfully, going down is easy. I had the right shoes that gave me the traction and the confidence I needed on the way down. As I make my way down, I can't help but think about all those legends surrounding this place. In addition to those that have already been mentioned, there are a number of other legends associated with Enchanted Rock. Some thought it was a holy portal to other worlds. Others thought that anyone who spent the night on the mountain became invisible. It was allegedly the site of sacrifices by both the Comanche and Tonkawa tribes, and it was believed to be a lost silver mine at one time, or perhaps the hiding place of the lost El Dorado gold. And there are many others. All right, I'm back up with Mrs. Wellworn. We're heading back down. Now, this is a good reminder of why your boots need to be a larger size than what you usually get. Because of the steepness of the grade on the way down, your foot is constantly being pushed forward, and so your toes are hitting the end of the boot. But all too soon, we get back to the bottom and back to civilization. My recommendation would be to come and enjoy this place. I don't think I would come in the middle of July. If you can come in April, March, April, or May, or then in the fall, in October, November, I think it'd be a great experience for you. So all in all, it's been an enjoyable day, and I would definitely recommend you put this on your hiking bucket list. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the introduction to Enchanted Rock. In the weeks ahead, we're going to be visiting some other great day hiking venues in Colorado and Kentucky and others around the state of Texas. If you like this, hit like, subscribe. My name is Bill, and I am the Well-Worn Hiker.